What's up, folks, and welcome to our mini unit on avoiding plagiarism. And just as a note, this slideshow is based on the work by Jennifer Gonzalez, and you can find it here at Teachers Pay Teachers. So, what is plagiarism? Suppose you were really good at jokes. You didn't just tell these jokes, you made them up yourself. Now imagine if one day you heard someone else telling your joke, but he never mentioned that it came from you. That's plagiarism. Plagiarism is borrowing someone else's words, ideas, or creation without giving them credit for it. When you research a topic online, in a book, a magazine, or anywhere else, and you use the author's words or ideas in your own writing without giving that author credit, that's plagiarism. It's not good. Basically, it's cheating. And you should avoid doing it. The problem is, a lot of students plagiarize without even realizing it. So we are going to practice not doing it. Let's look at some examples, shall we? The first step is recognizing plagiarism. Let's take a few minutes to read The Hungry Venus Flytrap as a class. Then we'll look at some different ways students have used this information in their own writing. Follow along on your own screen as we read. The Hungry Venus Flytrap. If you're a fly happily going about your business in most parts of the United States, your biggest worry will be a bat, a spider, or even a human who doesn't want you in their house. But if you happen to be a fly living in North or South Carolina, you'll have to deal with one other major threat, a plant called the Venus flytrap. Why is it a threat? Because if you're a fly or any other type of insect, you could very well be that plant's next dinner. While most plants get all the nutrients they need from sun, soil, and water, Venus flytraps happen to grow in soil that is too low in nitrogen to meet their needs. To make up for that lack of nitrogen, they get it by consuming insects. How do they do it? First, they attract insects by displaying a red, lush-looking interior, tricking them into thinking it's a flower. Once the insect lands inside, it brushes up against one of the hairs that pokes out of that red interior. The first time it brushes by, the flytrap ignores it. This keeps it from snapping shut on things like raindrops. As soon as the insect touches a second hair, it's the end of the line for that insect. The jaws of the flytrap clamp shut in as little as 1/10 of a second, trapping the insect forever. Once it has its prey locked in, the flytrap releases digestive juices that immediately start to break down the insect's body. A few days later, the jaws reopen and the dried up leftovers of the insect blow away. This is Joe. Joe is writing a report about the Venus flytrap for school. One of his sources is the article you just read. Your job is to tell Joe when he is plagiarizing. You need to have the article on your own screen to check his work. Ready? Here's one sentence. The Venus flytrap attracts insects by displaying a red, lush-looking interior, tricking them into thinking it's a flower. Is this plagiarism or not plagiarism? It is plagiarism. Let's compare Joe's writing with the article. Everything here in yellow is identical to everything here in yellow. This is what Joe wrote. This is what the article had. The only difference is Joe said the Venus flytrap and the article said first they. Joe copied almost an entire sentence, word for word, into his own report. Definitely plagiarism. Let's look at another example. In The Hungry Venus Flytrap, Bug Lover explains that the Venus flytrap has a bright red center, which makes it look like a flower. This makes insects attracted to it. Plagiarism or not plagiarism? Not plagiarism. Joe put the information from the article into his own words. He also gave credit to the author, so this is not plagiarism. Good job, Joe! Here's another. This plant happens to grow in dirt that is too low in nitrogen to meet its needs. To make up for that lack of nitrogen, it gets it by eating insects. Plagiarism or not plagiarism? Plagiarism. Oh, Joe. Everything in yellow is identical and in the same order as the article over here. There's a few words in black here that are different. But just changing a few words from the original sentence without crediting the author, it's still plagiarism. How about this one? The Venus flytrap needs to eat insects because they contain nitrogen, which is a nutrient the plant needs and can't get from the soil it grows in. Plagiarism or not plagiarism? Not plagiarism, sort of. Joe definitely used his own words this time, but he still hasn't given the author credit for the information. Now, it reads the same here, but we've added this little bit of yellow lettering. So we've said, according to Samantha Buglover, and this is better. It gives credit to the author. Okay, one more. According to Samantha Buglover, the jaws of the flytrap clamp shut in as little as 1/10 of a second, trapping the insect forever. Plagiarism or not plagiarism? Not plagiarism. In this case, Joe used the author's exact words, but he gave her credit for it and put quotation marks around the words that came right from the article. And they came from right over here. Now that you know what plagiarism is, let's practice some ways to avoid it.